Are you coming to Boston and want to know the best spots in town for sweets and desserts? Whether you're into rich, gooey cookies, creamy pastries, or some of the most iconic sweets the city has to offer, in this video we'll show you the most delicious dessert places in all of Boston. From famous bakeries to more local spots, we'll show you where to find the best sweets that you absolutely have to try. Let's jump right in. We will start off by visiting Newbury Street, one of Boston's most popular streets that has plenty of restaurants and cafes. Our first stop is Jonquil's. Jonquil's Cafe and Bakery is a dessert spot that feels a little extra special. They use 3D molds to create these super pretty and unique designs that are also delicious. The desserts here are so beautiful you almost don't want to eat them. And on top of that, all of their cakes are actually quite good. They are filled with mousse, which is rich but not overwhelming. I really like the apple caramel cake, which has cheesecake mousse, apple compote, caramel, dark chocolate crunch, and this chocolate sponge in the middle. Sometimes they will sell out of certain items if it's busy, so it is better to go earlier in the day. And yes, it is a little pricier than your average cafe, with each dessert coming in at about $10, but if you're looking to treat yourself, Jonquil's is a great place to enjoy creative and tasty treats. Our next stop, which is right down the street, is a famous bakery called Levain. While originally being from New York City, Levain has been a very popular spot and a Boston favorite ever since they opened. They have a small variety of cookies and other pastries to choose from, but of course, they're most famous for their cookies. The cookies here are a decent size and they are very rich and buttery. The outside has just the right crunch, while the inside is warm and gooey. Their double chocolate chip cookie is dense and fudgy, almost like a brownie in cookie form, and full of semi-sweet chocolate chunks. So if you're in Boston, definitely stop by Levain for some amazing cookies. We'll now visit another super popular spot. LA Burdick is best known for their artisanal chocolates and also their hot chocolate, and is an awesome spot for chocolate lovers. The ambiance here feels warm and cozy and inviting with all their cute displays. My favorites are their chocolate mice and penguins. These chocolates are not just adorable, but also delicious, and they also make a great gift. In addition to their signature chocolates, they also have a selection of unique and delicious cakes and pastries. Their hot chocolate, though, is their standout item. It's thick, creamy, and intensely chocolatey without being overly sweet. I also really like their Earl Grey mousse cake, which I highly recommend. The cake has a distinct and delicious Earl Grey flavor for the mousse, as well as a good sponge cake-like base. If you're a fan of rich artisanal chocolate, LA Burdick is definitely worth a visit. Another stop right on Newbury Street leads us to a cute cupcake shop called Little Miss Cupcake. I want to start off by mentioning how adorable this shop is. They have a beautiful patio with umbrellas and flowers and bubbles blowing in the summer, and their interior is really cute as well. Down a set of stairs, you can smell the sugar in the air. They have an assortment of different delicious looking cupcake flavors that you'll probably have a hard time deciding which one to go for. In the end, I decided to try two flavors, the red velvet and strawberry. I love how they add frosting filling inside their cupcakes, which are super delicious. So if you're looking for a quick stop for some delicious cupcakes, this spot is ideal for that. And if you're liking the video so far, please like and subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Finally, our last stop on Newbury Street is one of my personal favorite shops, the Nuts Factory. It's a family-owned shop with a few locations now, and they have a wide variety of delicious snacks, including nuts, chocolates, dried fruit, and candies. Here anyone can find something they like. When shopping on Newbury Street, I love stopping by and getting some snacks for the road. They also have the trendy Dubai chocolate bar, the one with pistachio cream and buttery crunchy phyllo filling, and it's actually quite good. They hide their chocolate behind their front counter, so you'll have to ask for it. And sometimes they do run out. Either way, the Nuts Factory is a great spot for both sweet and savory treats, and I would definitely recommend stopping by if you're in town. Now we'll make our way across the Boston Common. Close to the embrace sculpture in the park, right across on the main street, is a bakery with seriously amazing pastries called Bakey. The smell of freshly baked sweet dough here is just so good. Bakey is well known for their babka, which is a yeast dough traditionally filled with chocolate. They also have a variety of other pastries, such as different flavored babkas as well as cinnamon rolls. My go-to is the almond babka. It's super flaky and crispy on the outside and soft and gooey on the inside, with a great almond flavor. I highly recommend it. They also have savory pastries here too, which are also really good. Bakey is a great spot to stop by for breakfast or a nice afternoon snack. They have a lot of seating inside, or you can take your pastries to enjoy in the park. Another cafe close to the Boston Common is Tatte. You absolutely cannot come to Boston and not stop by Tatte, as it's a Boston staple. They have plenty of locations around the city, and they offer coffee, cakes, and pastries, both sweet and savory, as well as some lunch options, which are also really good. Everything in here is amazing, and you absolutely can't go wrong with whatever you pick. And they also have a wide variety of options. Tatte has a cozy, casual, and relaxing ambiance, though the place can sometimes get crowded since it's super popular, but the service is usually very fast. Overall, it's a great dining experience and place for a quick bite, a way to start your day, grab a coffee, and just hang out. Next on our list is another Boston classic, none other than the Omni Parker House, the birthplace of the original Boston cream pie. The Omni Hotel is a beautiful historic building, and the restaurant inside the hotel, called The Last Hurrah, is where the famous Boston cream pie was invented. By the way, it's not really a pie, it's more of a cake with a rich custard filling and glossy chocolate glaze with whipped cream and strawberry on the side. And despite how it looks, the Boston cream pie here is surprisingly not too sweet. I would say it's the perfect amount of sweetness and overall a nice dessert. And also, their lunch options here are quite good as well. I would recommend if you're looking for a classic Boston cultural experience. Now we're going to make our way over to Boston's North End. If you're coming to Boston, you should definitely spend some time here. The North End is a charming neighborhood full of Italian restaurants, delis, coffee shops, bakeries, and pastry shops. I made a whole video on everything there is to do here, and also where to find the best pizza, so be sure to check those out. You can find them in the description below. But today we're here for the desserts, and the first stop is Cafe Vittoria, one of the most delicious cafes in Boston, in my opinion. If you come here, you have to try their delicious hot chocolate, which is basically spilling out of the mug, and is topped with sweet whipped cream. One of my favorite pastries is their lobster tail. The buttery, flaky pastry dough is filled to the brim with the tastiest cream filling I've ever had. It's quite a lot, so definitely get it to share. And it also pairs nicely with their amazing coffee, which is topped with delicious cocoa powder. Their sfogliatella is also delicious. It has ricotta filling flavored with citrus with a super crispy shell. If you decide to stop by, just note that they are cash only. And no visit to Boston is complete without getting a cannoli. The two most famous bakeries are Modern Pastry and Mike's Pastry. And yes, the lines here can get quite long. If you're debating where to go, I would say they both have pretty good cannolis. At around $5 each, you could also just try both. Mike's cannolis are slightly larger and a bit sweeter than Modern's, but they're both quite good. The box with the two cannolis are from Mike's, and you can see that they are clearly a lot bigger than the Modern cannoli. If you had a chance to try them, let me know which one is your favorite in the comments below. If you want to find the best cannolis in town, stop by Bova's Bakery, a few blocks away from Hanover Street, which is the main street in the North End. Bova's is a family-owned bakery that is open 24/7 and in my opinion has the best cannolis, along with other delicious sweets. My favorite cannoli here is the classic one with a ricotta filling. It's super airy and fluffy and has this really nice natural cream flavor that's not too sweet. 10 out of 10, it's my favorite cannoli in Boston. Next door is another classic Italian bakery called Parziali's. Here too you will find a lot of delicious sweets including cannolis and sfogliatellas. If the lines are too long and modern in Mike's, Parziali's is a good alternative for some delicious Italian sweets. The last neighborhood we'll explore is Fenway, home to the Boston Red Sox. Everywhere we'll visit today is within walking distance. In addition to the amazing desserts here, be sure to also check out America's oldest baseball stadium. You can find a link to my travel guide in the description below. Alright, on to our dessert tour. Our first stop is Time Out Market, where you'll find some delicious donuts at Union Square Donuts. They have some classic flavors here as well as a wide range of seasonal flavors. I've had so many of their donuts and they're all amazing. The dough here is a bit on the denser side with a little bit more of a bite to it, yet it's still light. I would recommend getting them earlier in the day when they're still fresh. In Time Out Market, you will also find Far Out Ice Cream, a New Zealand ice cream shop. Or you can also visit them in their original Brookline location, not too far from Fenway. The ice cream here is absolutely amazing and is made by blending flavors of fruit and ice cream with a special machine from New Zealand. Their classic flavor is kookaberry, which is a mix of different berries. It's my personal favorite here. It's a bit sweet and a bit tangy, and the texture of the ice cream is kind of between a blend of froyo and ice cream. They also have a bunch of other delicious flavors and seasonal items. And if you're looking for more traditional ice cream, then check out JP Licks. It's a local ice cream shop with a great selection of flavors, and they too have several locations around Boston. I absolutely love their ice cream as it is super creamy without being overly sweet. It's definitely one of my favorite spots for ice cream. And while we're on the subject of ice cream, for some delicious Japanese-style ice cream, I would recommend stopping by Kyo Matcha. Their matcha ice cream is so good, and I especially love their matcha ice cream parfait that is loaded with red bean, mochi, and cornflakes, and of course, the delicious ice cream. They also have really pretty looking cakes and desserts that also taste delicious. Kyo Matcha is a neighborhood favorite and a great spot to visit if you're in Fenway. And if you're looking for more tasty Japanese pastries, check out Japanese, which is right next door to Kyo Matcha. They have an assortment of freshly baked desserts that are baked on site, and you can also find some savory options here, like onigiri. I really like their round filled buns, which seem to be one of their most popular items. The bun is delicate and fluffy with delicious red bean paste and also the perfect texture of whipped cream, which is airy and light with a semi-sweet, delicate flavor. They also have a version with matcha filling, which is also a 10 out of 10. I also really like the black sesame bun with a crunchy topping and a unique sweet sesame flavor. And their Totoro buns also deserve a special mention. They're so cute and also delicious. The red bean filling is so nice and light, and the bread is very fluffy. Japanese has so many delicious treats and is a local favorite, so definitely stop by. And our last and final stop for the video is Cafe Landor, and you can find them in several different locations throughout Boston. Cafe Landor serves some really good Mediterranean style food and also amazing desserts. They have the most delicious milkshakes. They're loaded with chocolate flavor, chocolate syrup, and whipped cream. And I also highly recommend their lotus and Nutella Rosalocks, which are these crispy dough rolls with chocolate or lotus spread and are sprinkled with powdered sugar. The portion is quite generous and they come piping hot and are super comforting, especially in a cold Boston day. And speaking of, another great dessert to get when it's cold is their saklab, which is this thick, sweet, milky drink topped with cinnamon and pistachios, which I would highly recommend trying. Overall, Cafe Landor is a great place to stop by for some lunch and also a sweet treat. And with that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more travel content.